They only say, okay, like for our contribution for the housing, it's only 750,000 a year, and that's going to like we haven't had a new house out there in 20 years, except for a few spots. There's been maybe 8 or 9 houses that have been built, but for 20 years we've been locked into this position where there's no houses, and we're 480 homes behind on there's some families that are living 2 to 3 families in a house, and that's not acceptable. It has to change. So we're saying let's get the business end out of the political arena and create this kind of a situation as entrepreneurs.
And we're gonna go to Dawes right away, but just quickly, the beauty of of Sean Mooney and the Métis showing up at this time
Oh, yes, yes.
is powerful.
Yeah.
Because they are gonna support what you've just said. And they have this mission that they have all this money and they are willing to put that behind your entrepreneurship stuff.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And okay.
I just got a question here, and I think that to me, just in all my years of growing up on the reserve, I know that it's very hard to distinguish the difference between political, you're saying Indian affairs, and then the ex-chief, the old chief right here was talking about the Aboriginal set-aside program or the procurement strategy. And to me, that's almost voluntary. You know, I mean, you know, for instance, this ground right here that we're on used to be a Harvey Barracks.
Yeah.
And there was a company that just started up like that. Got this bid for a couple of million, 3 Eagles. You know, I was their asbestos guy. Didn't work out for them. They took up too much that they could handle. So, you know, then there was another, like, 3 asbestos companies that came in, and actually I worked for each of them that came in here and tried to fix what 3 Eagles had done. But at the same time, they came and they took this project, this Harvey Barracks, that was worth millions, and that's the first project that they had ever done as First Nations, as a group. 3 Eagles. So I don't know who you'd push to say here. Let's encourage. You know, can you put out this Harvey Barracks for First Nations? But that's how they got it. They got it through the set aside program. They couldn't finish it. You know, unfortunately. But at the same time, they got it underneath the noses of all these companies that have established themselves for so long in the city and throughout Alberta. 3 Eagles, startup company, but you're over 50% First Nations. Boom, you got a multi-million-dollar contract. Yeah. Unfortunately, they couldn't finish it. But who do you rally? Who do you rally? Because I know that there's jobs up in Iqaluit and you know in the Northwest Territories that, you know, they've called me and they said, you know, what do you do and stuff like that. So who do you rally to get your set aside program, you know, acknowledged? Like, who do you say? Do you say, here, could you please put this as set aside because it's on First Nations land? Could you give us the first, you know, the first dibs?
Well, the idea is we have a board of directors, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And then the idea is for that board to seek out avenues. And right now, let's say, for instance, we're looking at no GST on all products, and no GST on the houses. You know, those things we're going to cross them. And then if there is program that we can adopt, we'll ask for it. So it's a process, eh?
But then you're talking about Clark Builders. You're talking about them going